Yo, what up folks? MTG here, and looking at a pretty sweet one. Staying almost entirely off the Explorer Anthology 3 tool today. You know, this deck does have Treasure Cruise in it, or at least should do. We're playing Dimir Phoenix. Blue-black Phoenix. The only red cards are the 4 copies of Artlight Phoenix. We have a couple of red sources to facilitate casting them if you need to, but this is a pretty sweet blue-black Decklist deck. It's not exactly brand new. We've seen a little bit, few variations of it before. It's done well in a couple of different Pioneer events over the last like 6 to 8 months. But here we are. So we have 4 copies of Phoenix, and one of the cool things you get to do here is play 2 copies of Sheoldred. Obviously, absolute powerhouse to the format. You're drawing a bunch of cards. You're putting a ton of pressure on your opponent. It's great. It's great. And then our other threat, of course, is 4 copies of Ledger Shredder. And then returning that, we've got a bunch of blue-black spells. So again, the advantage of blue and black: Thoughtseize. Hey, if you're in a pickle, you can Thoughtseize your Arclight Phoenix, but obviously this is largely for disrupting your opponent. We have Fatal Push, obviously premier, like early removal spell in the format. And then we also have Cling to Dust, which is a nice one. It serves as both a cantrip, which you can reuse from your graveyard if you're in a sticky situation, but it also exiles cards from graveyard, gives you some interaction for things like Greasefang in the main deck, Croxer, all that kind of stuff. Awesome. And then you have your 8, of course, 1-mana blue cantrips in Consider and Opt. At 2 then, obviously you've got those 4 Ledger Shredders. 2 copies of Charter Course, again, so we don't have Treasure Cruise in the format. It's a bit of a bummer, but we're kind of just dealing with it, and we're going to have to deal with it for a bit longer. Maybe we get Kanzasaki remastered, but hey. So we've got a couple of Charter Courses here. The 4th copy of Tainted Indulgence, and there's also 1 Behold the Multiverse here, which is a bit shaky, but like, maybe be on the Cling to Dust. We'll see, we'll see. I wanted to test it out. Obviously, you've got Sheoldred. Like, you get to find very specific answers, which one of the nice things about blue-black is that blue-black tends to have very specific answers for different things. We then have a Negate, excellent interaction at 2 mana, and then a couple of removal spells would go for threat power kill. And alongside these 2 copies of Charter Course, the only reason we're only playing 2 is because we get access to Tainted Indulgence with blue-black. Draw 2 cards, then discard a card unless there are 5 or more mana value among cards in your graveyard. Which is possible, if unlikely. Gives it a little bit of upside, but obviously earlier on you want to draw 2 cards, discard Phoenix into your graveyard, etc. That kind of thing. One of the cards that absolutely powers the deck, of course, is Piece of the Puzzle. Staple from the blue-red version is it as well. 2 in the blue, top up cards in your library, up to 2 instant sorceries into your hand, and the rest is your graveyard. Dump 2 things into the graveyard, bunch of the sorceries. Simple as that. It was one of the best cards kind of added for the deck from Shadows and Shredder Remastered. And then, of course, yeah, at 4 mana, we have 1 copy of Behold the Multiverse, which, again, I'm playing it as a one of. Again, you could play like a Cling to Dust if you like this looks way too clunky. I thought I'd try it out. And then 1 copy of Hagra Mauling, which is, hey, in blue-black we get our own double face card, and Hagra Mauling's a nice one. If your opponent has no basic lands, it costs 1 less to cast, so 1 black. But yeah, just destroys our creature, but obviously doubles as a land as well. Helps you keep your spell density high. The mana base, so we do have a couple of red lands. 1 Blood Crypt, 2 Steam Vents. If you somehow really get stuck with all the things in your hand, you can dig with your cantrips towards having a red source to cast them. Okay, interesting. But then, yeah, of course, we're playing largely blue-black lands here. So 1 Otter Warrior is our 1 utility land, an island and a swamp to find, 3 copies of Clearwater Pathway, 4 shores, 2 marshes, 4 watery graves. I'll go into the sideboard. I'm going to hop into the best of 3 rants games, but if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. Despite Explorer Anthology 3 being quite disappointing, I will be making a ton of videos with the different cards that are relevant, and some of the ones which are a bit more fringe that are still super sweet. See Cyclonic Rift with Mind Spice Apparatus. So, oh, let me reload this, see if I can fix that. Alright, I have not been able to fix the issue, so we're just kind of pursuing on. We've got 2 copies of Duress, obviously great hand disruption that we can bring in when the matchups you want that. Ray of Enfeeblement. This is also good versus like mono white angels and that kind of thing, but largely here to deal with Greasefang. Okay, cool. 3 copies there. And extra 1 copy of Disdainful Stroke. Either versus mono green, control, fires, all that kind of stuff. Brazen Borrow is a nice one. Some extra interaction in the deck as well as an additional threat you can board into. And then some more interactive stuff. So 2 copies of Aether Gust versus red and green. An extra copy of Negate. An extra Mystical Dispute versus blue decks. 2 copies of Extinction Event versus aggro. Or even some of the more mid-rangey things if they're going to play heavily to the board. And then lastly, 2 copies of Ashiok Nightmare Muse, giving you a bit of an alternate angle that you can board into to attack your opponent with if they're attacking your graveyard quite a lot, which is pretty sweet. So let's go into some ranked games. See you in a sec. Alright, into our first match here. Dimir Phoenix, Blue-black Phoenix. Different take, super sweet. Has some interesting tools at the disposal. We see the Thoughtseizes and Fatal Pushes here. And do I keep this? It's a 1-lander. We have a lot going for us. We're on the play. I'm gonna risk keeping it. See how it goes. Alright. Black, red. Need to find a land. We have 3 cantrips. We can always cast one next turn. We've got a reasonable chance of taking on the draw step, so I'm just gonna Thoughtseize here. Let's take any potential like fables. Ooh, interesting. Black, red, transmogrify. Obviously, see the attracts up there. I think we've got 3 more Thoughtseizes. We might as well take the fable. You have to worry a little bit about putting the attracts in the graveyard because they may potentially be playing ways to reanimate it. Seen a bit of that. We'll want to take the transmogrify for sure. We're just going to sacrifice our left soul a bunch. Just get rid of this, we don't have to worry about it. Pass, and then cantrips up. Okay. Yeah, we're in consider. Roll better. Child causes is nice if we actually just don't have anything to do at the minute. I'm gonna bin this just to say to get another card deeper. Alright, piece of the puzzle are nice if we need a land for it. Okay, maybe later on. We'll go ahead and consider for now. In the bin. Draw. Alright, we see a Phoenix, so we can Thoughtseize ourselves. They've got 1 unknown card. I'm not really happy to run this out yet. Just say go. Keep up with the Fatal Push. We've got the opt. We're not like in a rush to make the third land drop, but we do want it. That's the puzzle. Okay. Immediately get punished. They're not going to think we're on Phoenix though. Almost certainly not. They're going to tick up and we're going to say, sure.
Drop it.
Alright, so the way that this is working out now, we actually want to cast this opt on our next turn and not on our end step here. So let's have a look. Cling to Dust is a nice one as well. It gives us another instant sorcery. There's not any issues. Legislature goes on the bottom. We want to find a land. Do not hit one. Okay, that's tough. Then we'll go Cling to Dust. Exile a non-creature card. So I'm just going to exile the Fable, I think. Ooh, miss on the land again. Okay, tough. There. The Liliana on 4 now. Getting progressively better. Just got a Fatal Push here. Really do need to hit that land. And not if I'm following it. So we have this. The problem is we're running out of 1 mana. We have a stocked graveyard to be fair, but this costs 4 from Mac. They had immediate answer for the Legislator with Liliana, but it at least puts it at 3, which is in Phoenix attack range. Bit of a weird one. Orchid Piece is trying to set up for next turn. I'm going to make Legislator. And try to put us in a position where we can make the Phoenix play next turn. We'll see how that goes. Maybe just run out pieces of puzzles, but letting Liliana tick up to 6 is quite dangerous. We lose the Shredder. Fair enough. We've got 2 unknown cards in hand, and we have another Phoenix. I'm gonna lead off with Sailing Endurance. We don't want 5 Slept in the graveyard. We want to be able to discard the Phoenix here. We importantly want to hit a land. We did. Okay. We're still just scuppered though. Oh. Yeah, we have Thoughtseize with no side. It's a sorcery. Pity, really. Okay, yeah, this is pretty awkward since we're not any creatures. +1 here, we'll discard. I think we kind of want the Fatal Push because it lets us at least interrupt the like transmogrify stuff. The mana is important now. We have the piece of the puzzle online there now. Alright, yeah. I'm a little worried they're just going to draw into a way to get the tracks back. I'm going to run out a piece of the puzzle here. Okay. Get both of these. I'll play this Dark Six Shores tap. This is on a 4. I'll just say go. What a strange game. Tick up. This time I'm happy to discard the Watery Grave.
I'm tired of your secrets.
Land for land. They have 5 mana. Oh, okay, no Chandra. I was a little worried. That or the 5-mana Liana that reanimates. Either of these would be pretty bad. Let's consider first, see if we can hit another Phoenix maybe. Go for the throw. We're not loving the removal here. Having an answer in hand though is pretty good. Maybe we should have cast one Thoughtseize first. Just to make sure, you know. Okay, so do the creativity, that's fine. Unfortunately can't cling to dust. We will Thoughtseize them again. This is a 10, but we're gonna bring some. Make sure this rots, and then one at the face. Okay, right. we're getting somewhere.
Whatever.
I wonder if they have like a one of the green land, the world tree, that lets them like cast Attraxer. Well, okay. So game 2, we're playing best of 3 of course. We've seen some shenanigans then. I don't know how I want to deal with that. I definitely want to negate. I don't think I want the sustainable stroke, despite it carrying both. It counters both Transmogrify and Creativity, so maybe it is actually just good. We need to be a little careful about bodying too many counter spells. The Duresses, I think, are fine. Snag Liliana, snag... they may be bought out Liliana, but they snag the two, yeah, Transmogrify, Creativity, as well as like Fable and the other kind of stuff. And other than that, maybe some clean answers. Obviously, we don't have great Fable push targets. No, Fatal Push targets. The one thing about that is that they are going to have some of those tokens around. Brazen Borrower to make them pick up Attrax is totally fine. They obviously get to restock, but hey. We actually not want... I think the Sheoldreds are a little slow here. They maybe wanted some graveyard interaction though. We leave one in. This Hagra Mauling, I think... Maybe totally fine. I'm gonna get rid of the Beholder Multiverse, which is something we're kind of playing because of Treasure Cruise not being in the format. Big sad. I don't want to dwell on it too much. And then I think we could trim some Fatal Pushes. Then we've got some interaction on the other side for their combo stuff. These Aether Gusts maybe go well, but they don't actually. They catch a lot, but they don't catch. There's a lot of things they don't catch. I'm gonna leave them out. We're just gonna roll with this. We'll see how it goes. Alright. We're game up. I think it's a bit of play again. We will see how it plays out. Tempting to keep. Again, we've got a lot of cantrips. We're on the draw as well. I'm gonna keep this. Probably regret it. I'm going to do something last time, just leave with Duress. Going on here, Cruelty against, we'll absolutely take this instead of the Fatal Push. I did that without reading it, but I know vaguely what it does. Reveal their hand, discard such a library. And then this reanimates the tracks, so it's the one bit. Alright, we didn't hit a land, we did hit one off the Consider, so we will draw into that. That's tapped. Let's hit Indulgence here. We're gonna have to like restock our hand with 1-mana spells, basically, though. The one thing. I'm gonna go ahead and chart a course. Yeah, let's spin the. We do, yeah, one of the actual red lands of the deck. The actual red land of the deck. Oh, I love Life of Tashira Amazawa. Like, plus 2, -1, you gain 2 life. Like, any of those, like the Jitte abilities. And then Exile, and you get a 2/3. Just sweet. So here... Just want to cast Pieces of the Puzzle. Right. I think Cling to Dust is reasonable given what we've shown. It's in the graveyard anyway, so you still get access to it, but in case of what we want to... We get 1-mana spell, so the Consider for sure. I think the Duress, we've got a Stream Push already. Unless they've got an instant way to make a token here, though, we should be fine. So they've got 2 unknown cards. I think I dress now just in case. We see Mountain. We get rid of the Fatal Push, that's fair enough. I think that's fine. Okay, sure. Oh, that's huge. That gives them a target as well. Oh, boom. That's good to know about. They flashed it back straight away, which means we can't get it with the Things of Dusk, which is pretty smart, I think. That means they also got 2 zombies now. So we lost both. We lost 2 Phoenixes. So we've got the Ledger Shredders, but that's still not tons to rely on. I'm gonna go ahead and main phase this here. Okay. Gonna land and play this out. I'm gonna say go. And be right back. Okay. There we go. We'll stroke the claw, this, as it creates a lot of problems. These are decayed, so if they attack, they get destroyed. We're in a position where we just want to find threats. You should run the Consider out. Spin off the shores, that's fine. And we absolutely do not want to Thoughtseize this away. I think we just piece the puzzle. Either counter spells or more Phoenixes. We do run through a Ledger Shredder. Fair enough. And the Tainted Indulgence is probably worth more than piece the puzzle at this point. But yeah. We're now in a race to kind of find threats. Let's say go. Yeah. So we are down 2 Phoenixes. I believe 1 Ledger Shredder is in our graveyard. Yeah. This is coming across. At this point, let me just go for the throw it. I think there are so little cards around. I think we have pretty good lines to just stop this getting into play. And then yeah, we'll opt now because we're just trying to find a Ledger Shredder. But all possible. Still kind of gambling here. Let's opt first. Okay, Brazen Boar is a really nice one because that resets the tokens as well. We'll draw that. Play the Dark Crystal's tap. I'll just pass the turn. We've got mana to flash. The T-bounce then flashes in. They're not going to attack. I'll go ahead and target one of these. You don't have a way to protect it, so you may as well just flash it in now. Here's a Brazen Borer. It does get Fatal Push. Kind of fair enough at this point. Pieces again. We've got teeth. Ah, it's another Ledger Shredder in the bin. Get me out of here. Okay. Mana, we've still not got it. We can bin these Thoughtseizes off to the Tainted Reflection and Indulgence, but still a good one. I wonder if they have like enough ways to make treasure. Yeah, and we'll discard Thoughtseize. We'll run this again. For the blood crypts, because the Thoughtseize, having one Thoughtseize in hand is still useful. Okay, let's Thoughtseize away just to check for removal. Oh, we do have to put the tracks in the graveyard. Okay, well, that's not great. Go ahead and put this into play and attack with it. Basically removal checking. I probably didn't need to do that because it's obviously a Phoenix and we have the instant sorceries to bring it back. Given where we are, Painful Stroke we use in the gate I believe is... Oh. I'm going to shock this. We can cycle some cantrips and our life total doesn't really matter at the moment. Fable is good. Okay. Opt. Wash on the bottom. I'm comfortable playing one more of these, so it may as well be considered just in case there's a Phoenix on top. Oh, okay. Do you want to find an answer to that goblin? If it makes 3 treasures somehow, they do have an attraction coming down. But for now, I think this is fine. Make a Sheoldred. I'm gonna chart a course now. Okay, alright. Let me see a Phoenix. At which point I think with... As both Phoenixes gone, so I'm gonna opt first. Iron on the bottom. Ottawa is a nice one I have around. Ooh, we play a land drop. This currently costs 3 to activate, which we can't this turn anyway. Having a wait, non-demon devil dragon. Checks the card types. Non-angel. FF. Okay, hesitating dog. Okay, cool. 13. 2 cards. They did loot through 2 cards, which puts them at very close to lethal. Alright, they have 3 mana open. See what they hit here. They have a go for the throat, they're burning down the house. Okay. They managed to track, so it's not over yet though. They also took fairly expensive cards as things go. Let me try 4 mana. Is the unknown card of Fatal Push? Is that the only reason they would do this? They have a treasure anyway. I'm gonna block. Right, Fable. And we have the OR, we know about that. We have Cling to Dust, the pieces of it. If we find a removal spell for this with that, let's pass the piece of the puzzle. 4, 5, 6. Plus 3 less. If an opponent controls no basic land. I don't know if I play the land or not. I mean, we're taking these 2 cards anyway. At this point, this needs to target this. So they've got the Fable, but this the Liana here reanimates the Atraxa. And we get there. Nice. Alright, I was a little tight, but hey. GG's. Alright, next round match. Alright, send them back in for a second match with Dimir Blue-Black Phoenix. Extra sweet, extra sweet. That was a really cool, actually, like, reanimated deck. Into versions of it. Obviously, it's popularized a little bit in standard. Do you get to be on the play here, though? Double Thoughtseize to consider. I gotta keep that. There it goes. Be rude not to start on 16 life, wouldn't it? Alright, let's see what we're up against. Blue, black. Rogues. Well, there's some stuff going on here, right? We don't have lots of interaction for the Thieves Guild, unfortunately, so maybe we should take that. Ground Unlock presents a lot of problems in general, but I think we can kind of get around it since we're playing Phoenix. I'm going to take the Enforcer to stop them pressuring our life total, and then they don't know any better, they're just going to try and mill us with these crabs, and we're going to end up with Phoenixes in play. At some point, Alex. So, play an island. I think I do want to get the Ground Unlock out. Oh, again, our life total's not under pressure, you get to see an extra card. May as well do this while we have time to. We'll allow them to have the Ruin Crab up. Which maybe is a little bit sus. But we've Thoughtseize them. Hopefully they're not expecting us to be on any kind of Phoenix nonsense. That being said, we shall see. We do have 3 cantrips, so I'm not going to just immediately run over that. Let's see if we hit any Phoenixes. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Well, well, well. Alright. Do that then. Let's start off with the Thoughtseize. What do they hit? We'll take a Fatal Push. Try and consider another Phoenix. Oh, okay. Can't be unhappy with that. I'm not. We've got a power kill on this. Oh well, put it in the grave. Alright, turn jumps to the crab pack, and we get our 2 Phoenixes to play. Can't say I'm unhappy, even if we're on 10 life. That's the other thing, is that in this case, like, you get to use the Thoughtseize to rip your opponent's hand apart while bringing your Phoenixes back from the graveyard. They're going to carry on, though. We're going to see a bit more of our deck, at least, anyway, as well. Another Phoenix in the bin. Oh, Cling to Dust? I think we start with taking Indulgence. I think that if I'm doing this, I want to play this untap to do so. Then we're going to use black from here, leave the maximum number of blue sources up. They're like, oh, we've got all the starter course. What piece of the puzzle? We're a little wary about milling ourselves all the way out. I'm going to Cling to Dust here because it gives us the best options for finding a spell we can cast. Alright, stop just bringing other things back. Sheoldred, I'd rather not show Sheoldred if we don't have to, but we'll see. This is maybe the funny one because this is, I guess, the dream matchup, but hey. Alright. I'm just gonna attack them for 8 and then play the... I didn't want to show it, but I don't think we... What are the odds? I don't think it's not actually going to affect how they sideboard. Alright, cool. It's a funny one. It's a funny one. So, this is... I want the dispute. I definitely want these duresses. And maybe want these ash juts so they attack our graveyard. Maybe have ley lines, that kind of thing. I'm not super keen on this Disdainful Stroke. I'm a little wary of it. Because we've not actually seen anything that costs enough mana. Extra threat. Then, like... If they're turning off our graveyard, then we do want to have some answers for their cheap creatures. I think like this Hagamorn can come out, they're definitely gonna have basics. The pieces, they're not stripping our hand away. Could be relatively alright. And like if we have our graveyard available to us, they'll be putting cards into it. There is like Tasha's Hideous Laughter, which exiles a bunch of cards. It feels a bit weird cutting into the puzzle, but I think it's actually the right thing to do here. Maybe trimming of course one of these removal spells. Yeah, let's just see. Alright. Let's see. We may immediately just get ley lined. But we do have the red sources in the deck for a reason, in theory. Hopefully not waiting too long. I say this sideboarding might be a bit tricky though, given everything. Case of how many graveyard tools are you packing on your sideboard? Phoenix isn't necessarily like an amazing deck on Explorer because of the lack of Treasure Cruise, but Grease Fang is very dominant, shall we say. As of the play, we've got 2 1 like cantrips. I think I want to keep this despite 7 threats. If Ashiok gives us again that ultimate position, you can also bounce the ley line with Ashiok. We'll see if that comes up or not. Okay. We'll shock Steam Vents because we do kind of want to cantrip into lands. Get to 5 to cast this. Oh yeah, I did kind of forget that we saw the teaser of the force, and then kind of ignored what had been going on there. I think that Fatal Push is bad. See if we get punished. If it pays. Downward Grave, Thoughtseize. Maybe just take the Ashiok because it's like an annoying thing to deal with. They could take Thoughtseize if they don't just want us to see their hands. They've not shown us any graveyard hate yet. And so yeah, they do take the Thoughtseize. Don't see anything else. Definitely want to play a cantrip here. Case of Witch. I think we just play the I don't really want to draw Thoughtseize. We actually do need to find an answer to see because we're just going to get Nimble Mongoosed to death. Alright, the Ashiok's not actually what I was looking for. I'm going to go ahead and main phase this up. Okay, so you draw into a swamp, that's fine. They've seen this, so I'm just going to go ahead and play a tap. Right. Castle. Necromancer. Okay. Use a card name other than other than a basic land name. Search target's opponent's hand, library, graveyard, all that stuff for names. Presumably Arclight Phoenix, and then they're going to give us 2/2s if we had them in hand, but not this time. Is a nice one, and pretty just always crucial if you're going to play one of these mill-type decks. This and Graveyard Hate, being able to deal with different weird combo stuff. So we are down all our Phoenixes. One to bear in mind for next game as well. As it is, not the absolute end of the world. I'm really thinking about holding. Chance. Yeah. I'm going to tell them. It gets out of the hand as well, which means if they had Thoughtseize, actually see that we have 2 Ashocks and take something out. It's a fun. They got to see these from the Dementia. Table Passage. They can wait till they've got a Ooh, okay, negate's good. I'm gonna go ahead and cast it. I do not want the Titan Angel. I do want to land. Grab these. Okay, Thoughtseize is nice as well. Use Thoughtseize next turn. Hold the gate off. If we don't have the 5th land, we can maybe use Thoughtseize to clear away. This might let them turn the corner pretty quickly, though. Bit of a worry. We've not. Really regretting boarding out that one Fatal Push. And the hack. Mauling's not. But the Fatal Push should be really handy about now. As we go down to 9. The other thing is because these have Flash. Actually, a bit awkward. So, yeah. Let's take a draw step. Y'all just dead. 7? Yeah, there's no way. Alright, cool. Right, let's consult the sideboard again, and then we're going to come back into game 3. We get to on the play at least, which is nice. So, things we missed out on. I maybe even want this extinction event. I don't think I want to board into 2 of them. That's tempting. I can take the things out, but forcing them to actually have the answer is also totally reasonable. Still like Jurass. Playing Test really isn't up to much here. I think I'm gonna get rid of it. Graveyard. Spells are really important. Less keen on the negates because actually all the most of the stuff's creature. Oh no, necromancy. Necromancy. This for now. Yeah. These I still like. The Behold. Morning. Morning is still a pretty inefficient removal spell, but I think we just kind of right now. If they don't have Fable, they are playing some basics, but it looks to be a fairly small number. I don't think I want 2 extinction events. I actually don't like this brain. The borrow I'm getting. I played to win. I'm gonna board it out. Alright, let's see how we do. Bit of a tough little match, bit of a weird one. Like, it's obviously like a free game 1 matchup, but one that gets pretty hard post board because they're prepared for things like this. We have a Phoenix in hand. If nothing else, it means that we get a zombie, like I mentioned. We have Thoughtseize, Mystical Dispute, double cantrips, and not to worry. Again, I'm kind of keeping one eye on hand here, which seems a little suspect. That's actually, this has just all been one eye on hand, isn't it? By the time. Thinking about the last game as well. Let's resolve. They maybe take Thoughtseize here. They look at our one-man hand and are like, this guy. Did take Thoughtseize. That means they maybe do have that necromancy. We do want to just find a land. Do in fact do that. That's kind of cool. There we go. We're going to run out this Consider here and try and find a 3rd land, because if I have that Necromancer on turn 3... Ah, gee. You just want to be able to Mystical Dispute it? I'd do this, try and find a land here. Secure the bag, as it were. There's a land. We'll see if they actually take the Mystical Dispute on. The Fatal Push obviously gives us a way to interact with all the creatures. Just good in general. Similarly, the Extinction Event be able to deal with multiple creatures at once. Reasonably solid. Mystical Dispute is what's countering the Necromancer they have. So everything points towards them having the Necromancer in hand. Let's have a look. This is where we see 2 copies and I cry. No. Oh my. Is it Fatal? There's a lot to unpack here. The hearse turns off a lot of what we're doing. If Thoughtseize, they have like all the tools in our hand. Yeah, I initially bought it like it was like just mill. I don't know if this unless it hearse is the one. It might be. Like, so you don't have any answers for the hearse. Let me just... Yeah. Tricky. They are at least also reasonably light in terms of mana sources right now. We'll see. It's gonna be a pretty tight game. Like, you can cast your spells. Oh. Both Sheoldred's gone. Okay, we are uphill battling. And turn. It like leaves them the opportunity to Mystical Dispute our Fatal Push potentially, but I don't want to let them use their mana for Drown the Lock on our turn. So they know this is going to happen. I expect this fully to get Drown the Locked or Mystical Disputed. Either would be fine, to be honest. Don't Drown the Lock it. They know we have a mystery card. Mystical Dispute if we draw a land here. Okay. I'm going to take the Extinction Event. Ah. Well, checkmate. Red land. Now we're winning the race. To think about running this out into the Mystical Dispute. Yeah. Make him use it. Putting the Arclight Phoenix in the graveyard is not the worst thing that can happen. Would you believe? And we've got this Tainted Indulgence, which will help us find some spells with which to bring it back, hopefully. They're going to be on... Currently going to 1. We'll see what they draw. What a weird game. I just traded off resources and we're just like, okay, well. MVP Blood Crypt. Honest. Not immediately slammed anything, because there's a spells of flash or... You know. So we get a 7. Was it the Sheoldred, which I have to feel pretty good about. I think I should main phase this just in case. Okay. Here's the attack. I'll play one of these stats. I want to keep one to discard, but I don't want to keep one of them. Okay, I know we've got Sheoldred. Oh, they didn't draw an answer. That's crazy. Well, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Get my head out of the gutter now. Explore Anthology 3 is actually spoiled, and maybe play some more Arena. I'm away most this weekend, so maybe won't have another video till Monday. I'll do my best to have some stuff coming your way. Got a few more decks I want to cover before we get to the actual Anthology release. Ignore this. I was messing around with some disinformation campaign stuff, but I might actually just switch over to Historic to do a video on Yorian Ring. Any interest in that? Though I also have like a pretty sweet Invasion of Alaria list to explore, and also was looking at like Ignis combo. I was going to do a Blue White Lotus Field video, but actually that deck's now going to get a bunch of deep pieces. Whoop. And same kind of with Vanifar. So some other changes here. But hey, if you do want to see any of these in particular, do let me know in the comments. And have a great day. Thanks for watching.